Imagine the guiding force behind a global phenomenon suddenly stepping down. Now, imagine that news is actually a reason for celebration, especially if you love video games. We have to talk about The Last of Us. Not just the hit HBO show, but the entire ecosystem it represents. For many of us, myself included, we really wanted to love Season 2. And for the most part, I think we did. But it also became impossible to ignore the online chatter. The feeling among many that showrunners Craig Mazin and Neil Druckmann had somehow lost the thread. You see, the source material, The Last of Us Part 2, features a sprawling, challenging plot, one that asks a lot from a player actively engaged in the story. As it turns out, it asks even more from a passive audience just watching on a screen. The cliffhanger ending to Season 2 and frankly the big dramatic loss of Pedro Pascal's Joel left a lot of people scratching their heads. Fans of the games felt changes missed the mark, while new viewers just weren't connecting with the narrative presented. So when a colleague mentions the show now feels a bit mid, it's hard to mount a full-throated defense. And while we'll always have those truly toxic voices who trash the cast or the show's embrace of diverse characters, we can also admit that Season 2 did present some legitimate issues. That admission made its way into my Last of Us loving heart, but it didn't prepare me for the news that Neil Druckmann, co-creator of both the game and the show, was stepping away for Season 3. And shortly after that, Halley, a key co-writer on the game and the show, also announced her departure. So the two most prominent voices from the game's original creative team are now gone from the TV adaptation. This simultaneous exit certainly smells like HBO might have felt the tepid reception to Season 2 necessitated a change. Druckmann's statement, honestly, lacked the passion we've seen him exhibit for the show. He simply said he would transition his complete focus to Naughty Dog in future games, specifically mentioning the new sci-fi title, Intergalactic, The Heretic Prophet. We may never know if he walked or if HBO nudged him out, but the part of me that absolutely loves Naughty Dog's games is finding a real sense of solace in this new focus, even as The Last of Us show is thrown into a bit of turmoil. Frankly, Druckmann might be far more useful to Sony as a whole, shaping groundbreaking new games, rather than navigating the stormy waters of the TV industry. And that brings us to the bigger picture. Yesterday reminded us just how chaotic the game industry truly is. We saw wide-ranging layoffs at Microsoft impacting numerous Xbox studios, the latest in a relentless barrage of bad news for an industry devastated by instability in recent years. In this context, Druckmann's renewed focus on Naughty Dog makes absolute sense. The TV industry isn't exactly hurting for prestige content, and showrunner Craig Mazin likely has the plot points for Season 3 mapped out. Druckmann's day-to-day input will probably be less missed now than it would have been at the project's inception in 2021. But PlayStation, on the other hand, truly needs a boost. Having a creative leader like Druckmann driving Intergalactic and whatever else Naughty Dog has brewing is precisely what the company could use right now. It's no secret that PlayStation's first-party studios continue to craft exceptional games, but the pace during the PS5 generation has slowed significantly. For the first few years, many big exclusives launched on both PS4 and PS5. While that slowly changed, with titles like Astro Bot and Marvel's Spider-Man 2 becoming true PS5 exclusives, the release cadence has definitely slowed. This trend is particularly acute for Naughty Dog. Since 2017, they have only released one original game, The Last of Us Part 2. The rest has largely been remakes and remasters, almost certainly to capitalize on the HBO show's popularity. So it's fair to wonder how much time Druckmann truly dedicated to actual game development in recent years, pulled between his duties as Naughty Dog's studio head and his TV work. He might have been spread too thin. If he is truly the main director and writer for Intergalactic, as his statement suggests, then this is fantastic news for the PlayStation brand. We don't know where Intergalactic is in its development cycle, but Naughty Dog has indicated they learned a lesson from announcing The Last of Us Part 2 so far in advance. We can hopefully look forward to a 2026 or 2027 release. Druckmann's departure from HBO's The Last of Us might just be a canary in the coal mine for Sony's broader PlayStation ambitions, a refocus on simply making great games. Experts have suggested that the show's initial success marked Sony's shift toward becoming a media company, moving beyond just hardware, aiming for franchises across PlayStation, film, and TV. We saw them talk up multiple gaming adaptations at CES 2025. This strategy isn't going away. But positioning Druckmann back as the lead of an influential video game studio, rather than a multi-medium creative visionary, highlights a crucial point. If Sony wants hits on various platforms, new, ambitious, and truly great games are absolutely necessary. The HBO show will keep rolling with or without Druckmann. But Naughty Dog is long overdue for another groundbreaking game that pushes the genre forward. It truly feels like the right time for Druckmann to come home. What do you think this means for the future of PlayStation? Let us know your thoughts and be sure to subscribe for more insights into the tech and gaming world.